I was just messaging him because I wanted money, so I'm like, let me flirt back and forth with him to see if I can get money. And I did, so that was whatever, but it's like,
Go to his OnlyFans.
I don't know exactly which one is his account
Go
because
to it.
It's anonymous.
Go to it. You know.
No, I don't.
Go to it.
Do you want me to, do you want to message him?
Back in Houston.
No, I don't want to lose you.
Get off
I don't
of
want to
me.
lose you.
Get off of
I
me.
don't want to lose you.
No, because you.
I'll send you $10,000.
Send it right now.
Alright guys, y'all looking at the thumbnail, y'all looking at the title of the video, y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Guys, I got a compilation for you here today of delusional women as well as modern women. I have not seen this yet, but I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of fun today. Without further ado.
But did you hear what I just said? I don't think you heard what I said. I said when a single
it's not an obligation.
If a woman comes into a man's life and he has a child, that man 9 out of 10 times isn't really going to care if that woman puts in financially to support that child. But if we reverse the roles,
correct,
put a single man with a single mother, that single mom is at some point, if they become serious, expecting that man to handle some kind of financial burden. That's the difference. So men have way more to lose dealing with a single mom than a woman dealing with a single dad.
Correct.
Single dad isn't going to hold a woman to the same financial burden that a single mom is going to hold a man. That's why we tell guys it's not in your best interest to raise a child that isn't yours. I know you're saying, well, hey, well, you know, she might not even bring him around, whatever. But what we're saying is, why even go down that road?
Big logic, big true. And listen, you know what's interesting about the discussion is that if you picked it up in the beginning, she said it's not an obligation. Okay, no, it's not an obligation. It's an expectation. The same way that dudes are expected to be chivalrous or to pay on the first date. It's not an obligation, but because the expectation is so high, it will deter young ladies from showing that man respect if they don't see key characteristics or qualities, which is why it's so important to remind men that are going down that path, if they don't have kids and she has a kid, of what this is actually going to look like. Because although she's doing a good job of keeping that child somewhat distanced from you, the moment that you get more intertwined with her, there's going to be a large expectation there. This is why conversations like this is so important, because on the other side of the internet, you're bigged up for being a single mother. But on this side of the internet, we hit men with the realities and the truths, which then take away power from these women that have decided to make these decisions in the past. And I think that the more that we talk about this, the more condoms or the less mistakes that will occur going into the future.
Y'all not gonna like this one, ladies, but if you go on a date with me and you on your period and it's our first date, that's a red flag. We just could meet up another day. You know, ladies be in their emotional feelings. It's a different atmosphere with y'all on that time. And then let's say we vibing. I'm going for the. I hate to hear, oh, it's that time of the month, because I know y'all lying.
And the fact that you expect that on the first day, that's a red flag.
I always find it so interesting when I hear these discussions of women talking about how their moods and their emotions change, but it's important to understand that their moods and emotions change until they actually have to submit to someone that is paying their check. And then that's when they get their attitude and behaviors and emotions in line. I just find it very interesting. But let's move on.
A kid, Mom. You're not acting.
What's happening? Mom found out her daughter does OnlyFans. The mother is angry. In case anyone wanted to know what the other parent was like, trashed my room and then said, I have 1 hour to move everything out.
Like an adult right now. You're not acting like an adult right now. Adults don't do this. You're not acting like an adult.
Get the stepping.
Out of the house now. Okay?
She ain't blinking. She's serious.
You are an adult now. Get out of the house.
Get out.
You're not acting like an adult. You are 40
Oh,
or 50
she's
years old,
disrespectful.
and I am 19 years old, and you are acting like a kid. You don't throw stuff at your kid like that. Okay? Today, move all your stuff out. Okay? Or I will move it for you.
Get the stepping.
Okay?
She said, you're not going to be showing your sphincter in my house. Not on my watch. Get out. You're an adult. Listen to what your mother says. You disrespected her house. Get out. You made your choice. You made your decision. You know what type of mother that you have. Now you put it up on social media as if you knew that she wasn't going to act like this is so much of a surprise. Get out and never come back for putting it up on social media.
Get me out of Jamaica, because these said they don't eat and his lady don't respect him if you want him to eat. Ziggy Marley, that's why you paddling alone. Paddling alone. Paddling alone. Because you're not eating. You rather stay here to eat. Why then you don't want a green card?
Do you guys know how fast I'd be putting the handcuffs if I went to some establishment and said, listen, I am not going to be a patron of your business because you will not wrap those delicious and succulent lips around my meaty eggplant. We've gotten so backwards in our times that we've considered sex crimes as normal within our society. So much so is that you can have the confidence to put it up on social media and blast it everyone out there as to say you are a perpetrator of sexual assault. Does no one else not see the ridiculousness of her being able to do this in this degree of confidence?
Eat some you get a green card. Eat some yeah.
So I made a post last week in regards to the lack of femininity in the modern woman, right?
Okay.
And I had a lot of guys agree, so I hope that they agree with part 2. I think there's a valuable conversation around why the modern woman, so to speak, seems to be behaving in a more masculine than feminine way. And I would assert a lot of it has to do with the lack of masculinity in the modern man. There's a lot of conversation about allowing men to lead. However, I don't think there's enough fair conversation about teaching men how to lead properly so that women feel comfortable letting go and allowing them to take the wheel. We have a generation of men who are full of excuses, whose parents coddled them, who don't hold their friends and their loved ones accountable when they see that they're doing some bullshit, and then you're surprised when women don't want to follow.
Eat some you get a green card. Eat some yeah.
Now listen, I agree it takes a masculine man's presence for a woman to be truly nested within her femininity, but how do you describe and or detail the behavior that you see in Exhibit A from this ridiculously unfeminine woman? Modern men today are sick and tired of being blamed for the behaviors of their counterparts. Let's move on.
If I believe I had the right answers, I wouldn't follow you neither. So to be fair, I think there needs to be conversations on both sides in order to strengthen the relationship amongst us all.
Well, you know, here's the thing. There are some arguments out there, and I talk about on the channel is, you know, what she didn't also mention is that we have a generation of fatherlessness. And that's really where I think that a lot of this stems from. We have a generation of women raising men, and, you know, now they come on the internet, and to a degree, a large amount of them are looking for ways in how to do it. Right. So they look at successful men, talk about how to be successful, how to be masculine, how to be a leader, how to think about these things and issues that hit us every day within society. So I think there's a lot of men that are trying very hard in order to understand and make up for lost time. But we could talk about all the reasons for men all day. But, you know, as I've said before, I think men need to go in their corner, work on some components of them. But then women need to go in their corner and work on the components of them as well. Because I see so much of this conditional femininity shit amongst modern women today as if they can flip it on a switch at the moment that they want to become some feminine princess, right? It's complete and utter bullshit.
Women are making their own money. And when you are making money, that like power comes with that, ego comes with that, entitlement comes with that. We can sit here and dance around it in the ideal world. Yeah, I'm making a lot of money, but I'm very humble and I'm very open to. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not open to a motherfucker telling you how to spend the money that you made. So what that means is that it's like that man's gonna have hell trying to work with this woman, and that's why most women in this era that are making legitimate money are difficult to deal with. They're difficult. It is what it is.
As a modern day woman, I can respect a man without thinking he has to make more money than me in order to respect him.
As a modern day woman, you are not letting a man control you and how you move. You are not. You can sit here and say, exactly, that's what I'm saying. But traditionally, men controlled the environment.
I don't see it as control. I see it as a joint. Like I said, it's maybe we have differences in how the tradition works, right? Mm-hmm. You think it's all about control. Coming from a Vietnamese Asian household, we let the man speak for us and do what needs to be. But before that, there's also that joint decision and joint communication of what things are about to happen.
But does he have veto power?
No.
Stop it. Stop it.
No.
We are not going to do that. We're not going to sit here and say Asian men don't have veto power. I have last say. I'm the man of this family. That's how the heritage works. We ain't going to sit here and do that. We're not going to do that.
No, men do not have veto power.
You are speaking very anecdotal.
Like way more. They think their buys them anything.
It's social media, boy.
Yeah, it's social media. It really beats a lot of people's heads up. Because, like, I know
City girls.
Like, I know a lot of women, and like, I mean, and there's men that love these type of girls. You know what I'm saying? Because these women serve as things that get men ahead in certain places. You know, like you have a bad bitch with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can utilize that relationship.
Bad bitch opens doors.
Yes. True, but not every bad bitch.
Not every bad bitch.
Smart bad bitch opens doors. Not every. You can't just be bad and have no value.
The
you know
right
what I'm
bad
saying?
bitch
Like,
opens doors.
Yeah, like this.
Why do so many women today say they don't need a man?
It's complicated.
Because we're independent as hell.
If a man has friends, doesn't want kids, hires a maid and hires a prostitute, why would a man need a woman?
He wouldn't.
He could learn one or two things from a woman.
Like what?
Like what?
Yeah, love.
Okay. Do you think that men are incapable of love without a woman teaching them? Why do women think they're the ones who should define love and emotions?
Great question.
Because we're more passionate, right? Yeah, we're more passionate.
Where's the evidence of that?
What?
We birth.
Okay.
Listen, here's the thing. You know, shout out to It's Complicated. Asking the question of why do women define love, and then she says, well, we define love because we have babies. Oh my goodness. just make whatever up. Just at the point, just be like, you know what, you have a good point. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to go back and think about that. But to hear these answers is enlightening, to say the least. Let's keep going.
We birth.
Okay.
Karma's a bitch, and you were acting up, smashing older married men, and now you yourself are old, and you got a married man, and the competition is real, sis, because now the next generation coming after you got 10 times the daddy issues, and they'll smash your man in front of your face.
Oh my God.
They'll have that kind of audacity. The next generation's not going to carry her home or not. She's finna FaceTime you while she's doing it and tell you what you're going to do about it. The audacity's, next level. Women, you're digging your own graves, because these young girls today, I'm telling you, they look ruthless.
Never did that. I was just messaging him because I wanted money, so I'm like, let me flirt back and forth with him to see if I can get money. And I did, so that was whatever, but it's like, I never...
Go to his OnlyFans.
I don't know exactly which one is his account.
Go to it.
It's annoyous.
Go to it. You know.
No, I don't.
Go to it.
Do you want me to do you
Go
want
to
to
it. Back in Houston.
No, I don't want to lose you.
Get off
I don't
of
want to
me.
lose you.
Get off of me.
I don't want to lose you.
No, because you.
I'll send you $10,000.
Send it right now.
And she sent it. Hold up. Listen, for all you suckers out there, I just don't understand the type of men that we have today that are allowing women to flirt with them, and in exchange, they're sending them money on top of that. Like, each and every one of you should be absolutely ashamed. And look what she's doing with your money. She's taking it and she's investing it in a dude that she's identified as highest on her list of available options. Oh, not the Salt Bae. Been ruining relationships since the inception of his kitchen. Oh, I reacted to this one. Look at this. Freeze frame. Like, the young man over here is just an unsuspecting gentleman. Listen, there's no reason to stick your tongue out of your mouth while Salt Bae is lowering his savory meat into your mouth. If this doesn't scream glitzy gobbler of the year, I don't know what is. Keep your tongue in your mouth, ma'am. Show some respect for yourself as well as your date. Stared at him in the eye.
It's not a whole lot of bodies, it's a whole lot of experience.
Oh, that's me.
And let me tell you something. No, it's not. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I had to get experience. For me to be the girl that you're so in love with in the bedroom, I'm sorry, you don't want to know how I learned how to do that thing that you like. You don't want to learn how I know how to take the dick that way. I had to go through a couple of penises to learn that I don't like big dick. I don't, that's not how I orgasm.
He taught you how.
That's not how I like to get hit from the back. I'm sorry, I appreciate all the bodies because it made me the superwoman I am in the bedroom for the that I plan to spend the rest of my life with. And also,
oh wait, hold on. Before she gets into also, this is what you call ravage manipulation. She ravagely manipulates the men in her life to trick them into thinking that all of the schlongs that she's been throughout her life is somehow a benefit to the man that she's currently with right now. It's actually it's so laughable, the things that she's saying, and she's saying it with a straight face and with so much confidence, as if to manipulate those into thinking that it is a benefit because I get my back stretched by all of these eggplants in the past. So because I did all of that, then now I'm going to be able to be a superstar or a superwoman for you. What guy ever valued that ever? That's why dudes that grow up watching media and content like this get in their minds so switched what is actually a valuable woman. This is what happens. They live sexually liberated and free into their past, and then they grow up and want to be respected the same way that a young woman who is more conservative in value and nature with her body count is in the dating marketplace. So they make shit up in order to manipulate men today into thinking that this is what they actually want. This is how you have dudes now today that are like, yeah, I'm cool if my girl goes out half naked because that's mine right there. That's mine. She's out into the club. Look at her. She's looking bad. I know her hindquarters are showing off right now and everybody can see that shit, but she's bad. That chick and the culture has manipulated that weak-minded man into thinking that that is actually something that he should want. Meanwhile, she's just free advertisement, searching for the validation that most likely her father never gave her.
having a lot of bodies, I tell my now, I'm glad you met me in the space that I am now. Why? Because I done fucked everybody I wanted to fuck. So it's easy for me to be faithful.
Just say like, it's easy for me to be faithful because all the dudes that I ever wanted ever have already penetrated me and blew my back, twisted it completely out, misshapen my spine. So be grateful I'm done with all of that. Be grateful that my sacred cavern has been obliterated by these large men just having their literal and utter way with me, sweating profusely on top of me, doing the nastiest things that you can ever imagine. Be grateful.
Your future boyfriend, what would be something to make him, what do you think you offer to make him be like, you know what, I want to be exclusive with her, I want to make her my girlfriend?
Well, yeah, what do you offer that's yes? Interesting.
Crickets.
Wow.
Women have always been higher up. Duh.
What?
We're put on a fucking pedestal.
Who?
There's a reason for that.
Who?
Like women in general.
Wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
On a pedestal?
Duh. Women are higher up than anyone ever. Duh.
Who made Facebook?
Who pays for it?
Who made it?
You guys.
Who made it?
Women.
Man.
No.
Who failed? Bill Gates?
You know what? You know what?
All these other guys?
We're way fucking better than men for some odd reason. And you know what?
Reason?
It's pussy power. It's pussy power.
So that's all you have?
Pussy.
No.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
All right. That's actually the end of the compilation, guys. That's the end. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself here today. This whole women, you know, this is what we have the feminists to thank. Thank you, feminists. You've created this topsy-turvy world full of bullshit. It is what it is, though. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself here today. Questions, comments, or concerns, y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Last but not least, guys, I changed my Instagram. You'll find me at @TheRealMTR. There's a link to it on the description box down below. Make sure you follow your boy. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.